من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ومن يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Indeed, all praise is due to Allah. We praise Him, we seek refuge with Allah from the evil in our soul and from our sinful deeds. Those who are guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one can misguide them. Those who are not guided by Allah, there is no guide for them. I bear witness that there is no deity, there is no God worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His servant and messenger. O you who believe, revere Allah as He should be revered, and die not except as Muslims. Amma ba'd. To proceed, I'd like to welcome you to ISLAM Inc., the Islamic Society of Leading American Muslims, an organization established to conduct da'wah. And this week, we've been very blessed. We had Sister Miranda and Women in Islam at Valencia on Tuesday night, and I had the blessing to answer the questions. And on Thursday night, we did Jesus in Islam. This week, I'll be doing 4 lectures at Eastern Florida State College in Cocoa. And so I just want to say this, and I really probably should start saying this in the middle of the class because of the majority of our family operating on Muslim Standard Time. They don't hear this every week. And I do like people to know that the dollars that you donate allow me to do that. So those of you who are doing other things, you get the blessing because you support me in being able to do da'wah. So, alhamdulillah, I just want to share that with you. Those are the events that I'm thinking about. I think there may be others that I'm not remembering to mention.
The event that you had of the year?
Pardon me?
The event that you had of the year?
Oh, and we had a phenomenal event here. As a matter of fact, I think we've given 124 Qurans away this week. Allahu Akbar.
150 at that event.
We gave 150 at that event, I'm sorry. So we've given that away 210 this week?
Probably, yeah.
Probably 210 Qurans this week. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
And so it's your support that allows us to be able to give those Qurans away and be able to speak to people about Islam. And I do want to share about that event because with our connection with St. Luke's United Methodist Church, we begin to invite their confirmation class. Now, a confirmation class are young people that are going through a class in preparation to join the church. And so we had so many children, and we were told originally the first time the children came was mostly children. And then the second time they came, I had an emergency, and Sister Miranda and Sheikh Tarek ran the event. And this time, because of the hype about the event, we had so many parents that came. And after the event, the parents said, we don't know who enjoyed it more, the children or the parents. But the place was packed out. This room was packed out. The questions were amazing. These young people, the questions they had about Islam. So I do want you to know what you're supporting, and I want you to hear from the bottom of my heart how much it means to me and how grateful I am that you are supporting this cause. Yes, Sister Mary?
Can I just add to that what happened was the email that I got was that there were 67 students and 1 parent would come with each child. And what happened was when they got to the church, the head pastor said that she just saw this influx of people, and both parents wanted to come with each child to come to that class. So therefore we had 150 bottles of water, we ran out. There wasn't enough water for everybody, and we gave out 150 grams.
Tafseer.
And also, you know, it's really just amazing because of the relationships that we're developing. Because the Quran says that we were created in different tribes, not that we would despise one another, but that we would get to identify with each other. And so learning these folks and beginning to identify with these folks and developing these relationships it teaches us in the Quran that we should develop these relationships unless they are saying you cannot say there's one God. And they're not saying that, that's exactly what they say. So, alhamdulillah, I just deem by Allah this is really good. My brother was in a head-on collision, and I'm embarrassed, but I can't, what's his name? Amir. Mommy's other son. Was in a head-on collision. We continue to pray for him. He's doing well. He came and he got healed by Mom. He stayed with her for a week, and so he's doing a lot better. They had to cut him out of the car, though. So please be in prayer for him. Be in prayer for Sister Sharon. She had to go back into the hospital this week, and so please try to visit her. She's in room 103, and of course, you know you get the blessings of going to visit her. March the 29th at 6 p.m., 6 p.m., not 5, but 6 p.m., St. Luke's next potluck. We're still collecting non-perishable food for the food pantries, unbroken phone cells, empty ink and toner cartridges. If you're not on the groups, please contact Mason so you can find out about everything we're doing. And also we need volunteers. And if you will do this, all we need you to do is to go on the YouTube and view a previous class and tell Mason what the subject matter of that class is. If you will do one, raise your hand now, and Mason, will you write their names down? And everybody, I'm sure, will do one. Maria will do one, or maybe more than one.
It only takes a few minutes to listen to the topic that Imam Sheikh covers.
So we got 3 folks, 4 folks, 5, 6, 7. You got those names, Mason?
I do.
All right, good. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We want to...
And also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe helps us generate more when people type in to look for things on YouTube to listen to.
And if you can say you like it, that's even better. As long as you're not lying. All right. And then ladies, the Arabic class after this upstairs at 1 o'clock. Sister Fatima is teaching Arabic, mashallah. Really, I highly recommend that if you can make the sacrifice of time that you do this. It's invaluable to your journey to Islam, to have Arabic. Okay. So, thus far, we have only covered 27 verses in the Quran. And how many weeks have I been doing this?
3, I think. 3.
Is it 3 or 4?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 weeks, and I've only covered 27 verses. Would anybody like to share just a little bit about what you've learned in the first 20 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah? Anybody?
The one thing that comes to mind immediately for me is that listening to the Surah Al-Baqarah, play it in your home, read it as often as you can, helps keep the shaitan away for 3 days.
Or 3 nights. Yes, brother.
You got the believers, you got the non-believers, and you got the different people.
Very good. So 3 kinds of people. That's great. Thank you, brother. Absolutely. What else? Anybody want to share anything? Yes?
You've got to be careful about who you, or how you use the word kuffar.
Very good. Thank you so much, sister. Absolutely. We need to be very careful how we talk about kufr, or the word kafir, or kufar. This word is very erroneously tossed around out of ignorance. And so I gave you a big lesson on that. Quite a big lesson. Very good. So I'm very happy. How many feel that the Quran is becoming more alive for you in this class? Raise your hand. Okay, alhamdulillah. So you're benefiting. Alhamdulillah. That's what's important. Oh, yeah. So today we're going to start at verse 21. And today probably we may be able to cover 3 verses. Inshallah. And I got to tell you that this has been so exciting for me as well. To go back and to review the Quran and to look for the gold nuggets in each verse. Every time I do it, I sit at my desk and I just cry. It's just amazing.
Can you acknowledge the new people?
Oh, yes, thank you so much. Before I get started, those of you who are here the first time, for the first time today, please stand up. Don't be shy. And would you please introduce yourself? Am I asking too much?
My name is Danielle. My name is Danielle.
Danielle, so nice to meet you. And how did you hear about the class? Your mom? Okay, and your mom's name is? Tafseer. And how did you hear about the class?
I've actually heard about you from probably at least 1,000 people, and I've heard it's a great class, and just haven't come here for a long time, but today,
Well, we're very happy to have you, and we hope that this will become a habit, a good yours, to be here every Sunday. And your name? Gigi. How did you hear about the class?
My friend Sadia.
From Sadia, mashallah. Sadia is a great missionary. So. Good. We hope that this will be a habit of yours to come and be with us and be a part of our family. We're very happy to have you guys sit down. Did I miss anybody? Mashallah. I'm so happy that every Sunday we have new people. We have new members of our family coming, and it means so much. Alhamdulillah. So in verse 21, the subject matter is Tawheed. Imagine that. The highest and most discussed subject matter in the Holy Quran is Tawheed. And after that, Tazkiyah, the purification of self, and after that, Ibrahim, the building of a society with faith. Okay? So, O ye people, worship, adore your guardian Lord, your sustainer, who created you and those who came before you, that you might become conscious of Him. Worship Him. Become righteous and pious. Save yourselves. So when somebody asks you a question, when you're making da'wah to people, inviting them to hear about Islam, and they say, how do you get saved as a Muslim? This is the verse. And I did not know that before. I didn't have this perfect example. I would always say, well, you have to do good deeds, you have to obey Allah, and then it's by His mercy. But I don't think, as far as I can remember, I never used Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 21.
Can you read it again?
O ye people. Oh, sorry. What's wrong with my file? O ye people, worship, adore your guardian Lord, your sustainer, who created you and those who came before you, that you might become conscious of Him, worship Him, become righteous and pious, save yourselves. So the way that we save ourselves is becoming conscious of Allah, becoming righteous and becoming pious, which means to do good deeds. But this verse says so much. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to become muttaqis or muttaqeen. Okay? And muttaqi, that root is from taqwa, which means to be conscious of God or to fear God. Okay? So the doers, when you add mu to the front, it becomes the doers of that. So those people who adore God, and I want to stop a minute. What does it mean to adore something?
Admire.
Admire?
love.